The day you turn 62, Social Security lets you start your checks, and millions of people take it that month on instinct. Get it while you can. But that one click sets the size of a check you will live on for the rest of your life, and it never resets. Claim at 62 and you lock in the smallest possible check, for good. Wait, and each year, the government makes that check bigger, guaranteed, for as long as you live. Today we put the actual monthly dollars on screen for 62, for 67, and for 70. We find the age where waiting starts to win, and we tell you the honest reasons to take it early anyway. Here is the whole decision in one picture. 3 doors, marked 62, 67, and 70. Behind each door is a different monthly check, and the size follows one simple rule. The longer you wait to open the door, the bigger the check, permanently. There are ages in between. You can claim at 64 or 66 or any month you like. But 62, 67, and 70 are the 3 that matter. The earliest you can start, the age the system calls full, and the last age where waiting still adds anything. Pick a door, and that check size is yours for life, adjusted up for inflation every year, but never resized for the choice itself. So let us see what is actually behind each one. Start in the middle, because everything is measured from here. Your full retirement age is the age the government considers normal. For anyone born in 1960 or later, that age is 67. At 67, you get 100% of what you earned, your full benefit, no reduction, and no bonus. That full number has a name on your statement? It is the figure Social Security promises you at 67 based on your work record, and it is the anchor for everything else today. Claim earlier and you get a slice less. Claim later and you get a slice more. So before you go further, there is one thing to do, and we will come back to it. Go to sa.gov and find your own full number. Every example today is just a stand-in for yours. Let us use a round example so the rest is concrete. Say your full benefit at 67 is $2,000 a month. That is a realistic middle-of-the-road figure, and it makes the math easy to see. Your real number might be higher or lower, but the percentages are the same for everyone. So hold that. $2,000 a month at 67, the middle door. Now we open the early one. Claim at 62, the first month you are allowed, and the check shrinks. The reduction is roughly 30% below your full amount, so our $2,000 benefit becomes about $1,400 a month. Not for a year, not until 67, for the rest of your life. People hear that and still take it, because a bird in the hand feels safe. And sometimes it genuinely is the right move. We will get to win. But be clear about what you are choosing. You are locking in the smallest check the system will ever pay you, and locking it in forever. $600 a month, gone from every future check, is not a small thing. Over a long retirement, it is a serious number. Now the other direction. Every year you wait past 67, up to 70, Social Security adds about 8% to your check. They are called delayed retirement credits. Wait the full way to 70, and you get roughly 104% of your full benefit. Our $2,000 becomes about $2,480 a month, again for life, again adjusted for inflation on top. Think about what an 8% guaranteed annual increase is worth. There is no savings account, no bond, no annuity. A salesman can sell you that safely raises your income. 8% a year just for waiting. Social Security does, and it is backed by the government and protected against inflation. After 70, the credits stop. There is no reason to wait past it. 70 is the last door. So there they are, the whole decision in 3 figures, from $2,000 full benefit. At 62, about $1,400 a month. At 67, $2,000 a month. At 70, about $2,480 a month. From the earliest door to the latest, the check nearly doubles. Same person, same work record. The only variable is which year you decide to start. That spread, $1,400 versus $2,480, is why this is one of the biggest money decisions of your entire retirement. And unlike the market, it is completely in your control. Now, if waiting just gave you a bigger check for free, everyone would wait, and there would be no video to make. So here is the catch, and it is a real one. When you wait, you give up all the checks you did not take. Claim at 70 instead of 62, and you have skipped 8 full years of payments. That is real money you never collected. So the honest question is not simply which check is bigger. It is whether the bigger check, arriving later, ever catches up to all those smaller checks you passed on. And it does, at a specific age. That age is called the break-even, and it is the heart of this decision. Here is how the break-even works. The person who claimed at 62 jumps into an early lead. They are collecting checks while the patient person is still waiting with nothing coming in. For years, the early claimer is ahead on total dollars. But once the patient person finally starts, their check is much larger, so every month they close the gap. Eventually, their bigger checks overtake the early claimer's head start. For the 62 versus 70 choice, that crossover usually lands somewhere in the early to mid-80s. Before that age, claiming early came out ahead in total dollars. After it, waiting wins, and keeps winning for the rest of a long life. So the whole decision quietly comes down to one honest question about yourself. The question is, how long do you expect to live? If you have every reason to think you will see your late 80s or 90s, good health, good genes, a long-lived family, then waiting is close to a gift. You will spend many years collecting that much larger, inflation-protected check, and you will come out well ahead. If your health is poor, or the people in your family have not tended to live long, then claiming earlier is a perfectly rational choice. You take more checks while you are here to enjoy them. Nobody knows their own date. But this reframes the whole thing. You are not guessing a magic age. You are making a calm bet on your own longevity and setting your income to match it. There is one more way to see why waiting is powerful, and it changes how it feels. When you delay Social Security, you are essentially buying the best annuity money can buy. You spend some savings in your 60s to cover your living costs, and in exchange you get a much larger monthly payment, guaranteed for life, rising with inflation, from the most secure payer there is. A private insurance company cannot match those terms at that price. So the retiree who lives off their 401k for a few years, specifically so they can wait on Social Security, is not losing money. They are trading a lump they might outlive for a stream they cannot outlive. That is the quiet logic behind waiting, and it is why so many planners push for it when health allows. If you are married, the decision changes in an important way, and it is the part couples most often get wrong. When one spouse dies, the survivor keeps the larger of the two Social Security checks, not both. The bigger check becomes the survivor benefit and the smaller one goes away. So the higher earner's claiming age does double duty. It sets their own check, and it sets the check that will protect whichever spouse lives longer, often the wife, often for many years alone. That is why the standard advice for couples is to have the higher earner wait as long as they can, ideally to 70, to lock in the largest possible survivor benefit. The lower earner can often claim earlier for some income now. You are not making one decision. You are making two, and they interact. None of this means 62 is a mistake. There are 3 genuinely good reasons to claim early, and they are nothing to be ashamed of. 1. You need the income. If claiming at 62 is what lets you stop a job that is grinding you down, the money you collect now is worth more to your life than a bigger check you might not reach. 2. Your health. If your health is poor or your family history is short, taking checks while you can is the rational move, not the weak one. 3. You are still working. If you claim before full retirement age and keep earning above a certain limit, the earnings test temporarily holds back part of your benefit. In that case, claiming early while working is often just leaving money on the table, so it usually pays to wait until you stop or reach full retirement age. Know which of these is you, and 62 can be exactly right. Here is the one mistake to genuinely avoid: claiming at 62 by default, on instinct, without ever running the numbers. Taking it early because a neighbor did, or because you are afraid the program will disappear, or just because the door is open. That is how people lock in the smallest possible check for a 30-year retirement without ever deciding to. The program is not vanishing next year, and your neighbor is not you. This is a decision to make on purpose, with your own health, your own savings, and your own full number in front of you, not a reflex. Now, maybe you are watching this having already claimed at 62, feeling a small knot in your stomach. Do not panic, because there are 2 second chances built into the rules. The first is a full do-over, but only within the first 12 months. If you claimed less than a year ago, you can formally withdraw your application, pay back the benefits you received, and reset as if you never claimed. It is a big step. You have to repay the money, but it wipes the slate clean. The second works at any point once you reach full retirement age. You can voluntarily suspend your benefit, stop the checks, and let those same 8% delayed credits build back up until 70. You do not repay anything. You simply pause, and your future check grows for every month you are suspended, so an early claim is not always permanent. If you have the other income to live on, one of these two doors may still be open to you. 3 things at the kitchen table. Go to sa.gov, log in, and write down your own 3 numbers, your estimated benefit at 62, at your full retirement age, and at 70. The site shows all 3. This is the single most useful thing you can do, because now the decision is about your real figures, not my round example. Second, be honest about your health and your family's longevity, and about whether you have enough other savings to bridge a few years without the checks. Third, if you are married, look at the two of you together and pay special attention to having the higher earner wait to protect the survivor. Let me close with 2 neighbors, same full benefit of $2,000. One claims at 62 out of habit and locks in $1,400 a month. She is in good health and lives to 90, so for nearly 30 years she collects the smallest check the system offered and leaves the smaller survivor benefit behind. The other bridges 3 years with savings and waits to 67, taking the full $2,000. Same starting number, same neighborhood, and over a long life she collects well over $100,000 more, with a larger check protecting her household the whole way. Neither of them earned $1 more. One simply decided on purpose, and one clicked on instinct. Social Security gives you one lever, the age you claim, and it is one of the most powerful levers in your whole retirement. 62 locks in the smallest check for life. 67 pays your full amount. 70 pays the most, about a quarter more than full, guaranteed and inflation protected. Waiting means giving up checks now for bigger checks later, and it pays off if you live past your break-even in the early to mid-80s. So it is not a magic age. It is a calm bet on your own longevity, your own health, and, if you are married, on protecting the one who lives longer. Pull your 3 numbers and decide it on purpose. Run your numbers. Know you are on track.